Here in Southern California, Mexican food is as common as burgers and fries, but for a really authentic Mexican restaurant, head to Olvera Street in downtown LA. During my visit to Olvera Street, I enjoyed some great Mexican recipes, from the crunchy beef taquitos at Cielito Lindo to the soft carne asada tacos at La Noche Buena. I ended my visit with some homemade churros dusted in cinnamon and sugar. They're the ultimate portable dessert. One of the dishes that I enjoyed most was tortilla soup, which can be made several ways. Today we're making chicken tortilla soup. Now let's get started on this easy tortilla soup recipe. If you have leftover chicken or leftover turkey, making Mexican tortilla soup is a great way to use up your leftovers for a second meal. Alright, I've got plenty of great meat that I can peel off of this to use for this recipe. And make sure you only get the meat. You don't want any chicken fat. Chicken fat is not good in the flavor department. Just want some bite-sized pieces. After I diced up the cooked chicken, it's time to get the rest of the ingredients together. For the soup's topping, you're going to want an avocado, some cheddar cheese, a couple of corn tortillas. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 celery stalks, 2 carrots, half an onion, a little small bunch of cilantro, 2 cloves of garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. And to spice this up, you can go with 1 tablespoon of ground cumin and 1 tablespoon of chili powder. That's what we're going to do today. But if you like a smoky flavor, you can dice up 1 chipotle pepper in place of the cumin and the chili powder. You also need a can of tomato sauce. It's a 15-ounce can, followed by our chicken broth, which I have 2 quarts here. We diced the onion, sliced the carrot, and diced the celery. Now let's give a rough chop to the cilantro. Now let's preheat our soup pot on medium-high, and then we're going to add the butter, melt that down, and then we're going to add our mirepoix, which is a French term for carrot, celery, and onion. Stirring, I let this cook down for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, I'm going to add the garlic and the cilantro and stir for about a minute. Now we're going to add the chicken and the spices. Stir that around for another minute. Then we're going to add the tomato sauce. And coat the chicken real good. Now I'm going to add the tomato sauce. I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it cook for a couple minutes so it kind of thickens up, and I'll show you what it looks like. After it simmers and bubbles for a good 2 minutes, it thickens up a little bit. Now let's add the chicken stock. After adding the stock, bring the soup back to a rapid boil and then set it on simmer for at least 30 minutes. While the soup's simmering, let's go ahead and slice up our tortilla, the avocado, and grate the cheese. I have my deep fryer preheated to 375 degrees. I'm going to drop in some strips here, crisp them up. If you don't have a deep fryer, you can use a pan and some oil, but I highly recommend getting a deep fryer. They work great for little projects like this. I remove the strips after about 1.5 to 2 minutes. We'll let them sit there and drain. The last thing we do before we dish up is we give it a little taste test, and you may have to add a little bit of salt. I usually add no more than a teaspoon. Let's dish up. Oh man, this smells great. Let's place some tortilla strips down, followed by some grated cheese. Let's lay our avocado right on top like that. And we'll stick a few more tortilla strips up right in here. Well, if you're looking to make a Mexican soup, I recommend this recipe. My wife just tried it and said it's the best tortilla soup she's ever had. Thanks for tuning in. Delicious.